Hey, you are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. It's taken me about half an hour to find a place quiet enough to do this podcast. I went upstairs to the bar area of this hotel, and all the guys who work in the bar are sleeping on the ground there. So I couldn't do it up there. Went out on the street, and there's just too many people sleeping on the street, and wild dogs. There's a pack of street dogs out the front here, and they look keen for a fight, and I'm not into it. I'm a lover, not a hater. So I'm in the restaurant of the hotel, empty restaurant. I looked around to see if anyone was sleeping in here. Couldn't find anyone sleeping in here. I didn't go into the kitchen. They could be asleep in there. I don't know. People just sleep where their job is here. Like people who work construction, they just build a little shack on site and sleep there. The bartenders sleep at the bar. The chefs sleep in the kitchen. That's just how it is. Saving some dough on rent, I suppose. I went to the Oroville ashram today. I had no idea what the fuck it was. But apparently it's this experimental society where they live off love or something. They eat love. I think that's what they do. That's the vibe I was getting from the place. You're going to hear a lot of shit in the background of this one because there's fucking cars and dogs barking, and I'm sitting right on the window facing the street, so bear with me. Yeah, so I went to the Oroville ashram. A-U-R-O-Ville ashram. And it's fucking massive. It was kind of a cool place, whatever. I don't even know what an ashram's meant to look like, but this was fucking huge. I tell you what there was a lot of there. There was a lot of whiteys on scooters riding around, looking busy. They follow some guru I've never heard of named Sri Aurobindo. I've never heard of him. And this ashram was founded by some lady they call the Mother. You see where I'm going with this? The Mother. If you told me that before I went to the ashram, if you said, oh, you're going to an ashram, it's founded by the Mother, I'd be like, this is a sex cult. There's some dodgy shit going down in this joint. And when I got there, it's all whiteys. And that's one of my rules. Whenever I see a spiritual movement that whiteys start getting involved in, I start asking questions. Especially if they start following some Indian guru with some wild fucking hair. A wild-haired Indian that sort of looks like a pedo, and whiteys, when they combine for a spiritual movement, it doesn't end well. It usually just ends up being everyone takes acid and starts banging each other and eating flowers. So we went in there and I was reading all this shit on the boards and it sounded good. It's the same old thing. Love, community, blah, blah, blah. Fucking care for your fellow man. You know, all that bullshit that never works. We live on the barter system here. You give me a carrot and I give you a blowjob. That's how I think ashrams normally work. Blowies for vegetables. So that all seemed nice. I'm like, alright, maybe I'll move here. Maybe after I refuse to get a job and everyone abandons me, I'll move here. And I'll start growing carrots. I didn't know what I was doing there. I was just following people. That's what I do normally on things like this. I have no idea what I'm doing and I just follow behind. But we were heading to some lookout to see some building. I'm like, what fucking building is this? Why is everyone going to this goddamn building? What could it be? How amazing could this fucking building be? So we walked a K. Like, I'm talking, this ashram was fucking huge. It was like a city. So we walk a K to get to this lookout to see this fucking building. I'm like, what could it possibly be? We get there and it's a giant golden orb. I don't know how else to describe it. It's a giant fucking pure gold. I don't know if it's made out of pure gold, but it's gold and it's an orb. And I'm like, what on God's fucking earth is that? It was like 20 stories high and about 20 stories width, if that's how you measure width, stories. It was fucking huge. I took a picture of it. I'll put it on my Instagram so you can get a look at this fucking orb. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, sex dungeon. That looks like something that Jeffrey Epstein would have built on his pedophile island. And everyone's looking at it in wonder, taking selfies with it. I'm like, what's going on inside that fucking thing? You're not allowed inside it. I'm like, what was the mother thinking? Why did they need this? Apparently there's a crystal ball in there and the sun hits it and it radiates consciousness or something. I don't know, some bullshit like that. It screamed mass suicide to me. I didn't get good vibes in there at all. There was no good vibes in there for me. When you see a bald German guy with a ponytail and a tie-dyed t-shirt on a scooter, run for the hills. That place is not a spiritual place. Like, why do you need the gold orb? Tell me that. That would have cost millions and millions of dollars to build this fucking orb. Where are you getting the millions to build this orb? How many blowies are you handing out to build this fucking orb? I was just like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Fucking Oroville ashram. I'm not even looking into this. Some things you just know are bullshit. Just seeing a bunch of dumb young uni students on their gap year meditating. Oh, I just feel like kicking them in the head. Like, meditate this. I don't know who this guru is, but whenever whiteys find a guru, they end up being perverts. That's how it works. Why do you need to follow a guru? I tell you what I saw today. I saw a guy standing up on his feet, standing up, resting his head on the motorbike seat, using it as a pillow, and he was asleep, standing up, bent over, resting his head on the motorbike. That's someone I can follow. That's a guru I can follow. Do you know how clear your conscience must be to be able to sleep like that? He doesn't fucking need a golden orb, does he? He's a minimalist. He has imagination, that guy. He can be my guru. You are my leader, and I'm going to call you my father. So don't come to India to fucking go to an ashram. Just look at people on the street. That's all you need to do. Just look out a window. Like, I swear to God right now, I'm looking out a window and there's some homeless people sitting on the street. There's a lady on the phone and she's got a little kid. He's wearing a red t-shirt and he's got no pants on and he's just lying on the concrete, just loving life. I don't know if he's loving it, but he seems to be enjoying himself. Nah, they're not enjoying themselves. The lady just started crying. The lady that was on the phone just started crying. And now the kid and her are having an argument. Oh, this is brutal. Fuck, do I have any money? Yeah, I have a few hundred. Yeah, I have a few hundred. I'm going to go down and give it to her. Fuck, that was depressing as shit. Alright, I'm going to go down and give this lady some money. See you later.